welcome back to HPL. We saw this match get tied up at 2, both players at match point. It's been a grueling match back and forth of 2 really late game decks, even games going to fatigue, and I think even we 2 have gone to fatigue ourselves here calling this match. It has been a long, grueling fight.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen in this 5th and final game. Both of them so unwilling to blink. This is the spot to exploit your opponent.
Yeah, someone do something crazy,
You
please.
know what they're going to do. Like, are they really just trying to flex the Hearthstone late game muscle this badly? Like, what is going on in this match? I don't know. We have no idea what they're going to play. I assume it's going to be greedy, but Game 5 is getting underway. Neirea versus ErA.
I gotta believe ErA, if he doesn't do something crazy, is gonna go back to Flood Mage, but it's gonna be interesting to see what Neirea does. No, ErA is gonna queue up the Druid deck again, and it looks like Neirea is gonna queue up Warlock, but I think this one's gonna be a little bit of a different version since we see a Soulfire.
Yeah, I'm very telling of the fact that Malygos is very likely to be in this deck.
Yeah, something's becoming very, very popular over the last couple of weeks, especially within the pro crowd.
Yeah, we saw it like a ton at the beginning of this week in HPL, but then it kind of, nobody played it for a little bit, and I'm curious exactly
we
what
saw
the thought
Muzzy do
process
very
is.
well with it.
Yeah, I mean, Muzzy did fantastic.
Oh, it looks like it's the Dragon Warlock deck.
Yeah, the Malygos version. Yeah, the Malygos is.
Well, I'm saying I've seen versions without, Black.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, I've seen some that are just all in on like multiple soul fires and stuff and just pure damage. But this one is more the mid-range control one that we saw earlier in the week.
Yeah, it's a pretty natural fit too when you consider stuff like Twilight Drake is already in the deck. Malygos, again, giving you so much damage potential with stuff like Soulfire. It's just a natural fit.
And speaking of this matchup, how do you like Neirea queuing up this deck against what ErA's been bringing?
Oh, I mean, it's such a good curveball to throw at this point. I mean, we've talked about the multi-dynamic classes where players can do things that are crazy. Neirea, this is actually really interesting to me that he's chosen to play this here. He's been paying very close attention to what ErA's been playing. He hasn't had minions that are vulnerable to big game hunters outside of the Echo Medivh deck, where if they get big game huntered, it's not that big of a deal. So in this position, Neirea is just going to play the big game hunter and start pushing for damage in this spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how ErA navigates this turn. He's got a couple options. He could Wrath this big game hunter and then innervate out this Emperor Thor's on it and start that all over again, like we haven't seen.
No, he's sit on 5 mana after this turn. So.
Oh yeah, he'll only have 5. I'm sorry, but he'll still be able to do something like Druid Claw or Harrison Jones' turn if he wants to. But he's just going to draw a card off of Wrath and then use his life total here as a resource to kill this big game.
Yeah, excellent play.
I apologize.
Understands that he can totally leverage his life total at this point. There's that Malygos pickup, and I love that ErA didn't Keeper of the Grove this big game hunter, something else that Neirea was probably trying to pull out of him. So now at this point, he's got the Keeper of the Grove to deal with this Twilight Drake straight away, so a minor advantage over to him. But he's got to get the ball rolling on this because Neirea's got the Malygos in his hand already. He's already got Emperor Thor's on. He's got a lot of damage to couple this with 2 Dark Bombs. This could potentially get really out of hand.
And I gotta believe we're gonna see Coin Emperor, and we are this turn.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great with this hand. Anytime you can make the Soul Fires cost 0 and your Dark Bombs cost 1, the turn you get the Malygos into play, which he's already gonna have a Soul Fire at 0 and 2 different Dark Bombs at 1. This is going to be a huge Malygos turn.
Yeah, I mean, if this gets to turn 10, this game will end up in Neirea's favor. Something else that I would like to see ErA do this game, by the way, is swap over to Force Nature Savage War. I was just about to say this. He's been playing this very heavy Druid deck that's focused on the late game and taunts, and now both of these guys have swapped it up. Love these game plans that these guys are executing.
These guys are fully embracing the HPL format here, changing their decks and classes in between rounds. I'm sorry, in between games, and trying to, get one up on each other. Look at the gamesmanship between these two. This is just great.
Actually, Neirea has got lethal next turn, potentially, if there's not anything done here. ErA's down to 17, and Malygos is going down to 7 mana, and the Dark Bombs are going to 0. Neirea has to end the game here. I'm sorry, ErA has to end the game here, or it's over.
Yeah, it looks like ErA's going to swipe here because it's really hard to pass up this turn of swipe, but it looks like Neirea is going to get a huge and quick win out of Malygos here. I am stunned.
I mean, this is what happens when 2 Emperor activations are allowed to take place. I mean, one of the best ways to punish a strategy that uses Emperor Thor's on is to play a strategy that can kill your opponent extremely quickly. I don't think ErA is anticipating this at all. Malygos, 16 damage plus 9 more from Soulfire. This game is just over.
Neirea is going to emote the sorries on him. This Malygos is going to deal
a
ton.
Unbelievable finish to this game.
16.
I mean, this game
25.
This game looks like it was, lasted about 6 seconds in comparison to the way these other ones went. This one, very, very quick. Neirea able to get the right combinations of cards. You cannot let Emperor... I mean, this is one of the reasons yesterday we saw ECOP, he took out an Emperor Thaurissan in a position where he had a chance to create board tension. This is one of the reasons why he's trying to check Emperor Thaurissan, is because when you leave him around, these kinds of turns become possible.
What just happened? We're supposed to have these like 15-turn games, this grueling fight, and we just saw Malygos deal 28 points of damage in one turn. To end the game, they were on like, what was it, turn 7, turn 8?
I mean, he got the ball teed up for him by
That's
Emperor
half
Thaurissan.
the amount of turns we've been used to.
It's an unbelievable finish to what just happened. I can't believe what we just saw. I cannot wait to get Neirea on the line and get exactly his insight and how he tackled this match. Guys, if you want to see the full breakdown from these ones, crazy decks across the board, you can head over to pvplive.net, see the stats, see the recaps, and how these guys chose to play these strategies. I intend to play them tonight. It is going to be a blast. When we come back, we're going to have this interview with Neirea, who's taken this match 3-2, and we have 2 more matches to follow that up tonight.
We're halfway
guys,
done, boys.
Don't go anywhere. There's plenty more Hearthstone to be had, and you're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.